Takeo is hearing voices, and determining just who it is might be our key to solving the ending of Black Ops 7 Zombies early. Inside of Ashes of the Damned, when playing as Takeo, in solo or cooperative, he will occasionally talk out loud as though he is responding to someone, even if we don't hear anything. Many people thought this was just a cooperative bug at first, but upon closer listening, just before Takeo responds, if you listen closely, there is some sort of etheric whispers in his ear. We just can't make out what is being said, but the sound is clear enough that you can tell he is hearing something. And for longtime Zombies fans, this should immediately ring alarm bells, as Takeo has long been a character associated with visions, messages from spirits, his ancestors, and warnings in dreams. Let's take a look back at Takeo's prior association with psychic messages, just what he might be hearing in Ashes of the Damned, and who might be speaking to him. All of that and more will be unveiled in this video, so stay tuned. So what exactly happens in Ashes of the Damned that everyone is talking about? If you are playing as Takeo, you will sometimes hear the following.
Now is not the time. If I wish to know your opinion, I will ask. I will not fail! She must be sated. In my land, there are yokai who consume your ki, but they are usually female.
A ghostly voice whispers unintelligibly to Takeo, but he can seemingly understand it. He responds by telling it, now is not the time. If I wish to know your opinion, I will ask. This already lets us know that Takeo knows the voice, can understand it, and the voice is seemingly giving feedback on current events to Takeo, so it can also see and hear what he does. But before we start getting into the who this voice is and what clues we are given, I have an amazing game to let you be aware of. I've got something seriously cool for you, and it's literally the last few days to jump in. World of Warships is kicking off the coziest, most rewarding holiday season ever with the Christmas update and the final call for the Grand Voyage event. If you've never tried the game, or you are a captain who hasn't sailed in a while, right now is hands down the best moment to come aboard. Picture this, you log in before December 1st and instantly unlock a mission chain that pays out up to 15,000 doubloons. That's a premium currency worth weeks of grinding, just for playing normally, so be fast. On top of that, new players who register with the link in the description and use the invite code IMPACTFORCE that you can see on screen gets an exclusive starter pack loaded with ships, boosters, and premium time. Seriously, it's the smoothest, most stacked start I've ever seen in the years of playing the game. You may have seen some of my prior videos on it. For those of you who don't know, World of Warships is a free-to-play tactical naval masterpiece on PC with over 850 ridiculously detailed historical ships from 13 nations. Destroyers, cruisers, battleships, carriers, and even submarines, all built from real blueprints. They also have console and mobile versions too. You get stunning graphics, dynamic weather, epic maps, there's even a beautiful new one called Sunset Isles in this update. And that perfect mix of realism and fun where every match feels like you are actually commanding a warship in World War II. And this Christmas, they've turned the game into pure holiday comfort. A cozy northerly Shavan port covered in snow, a daily advent calendar with gifts and a heartwarming story, a free tier 9 ship just for logging in, returning snowflakes, Santa containers, asymmetric battles. It's basically a winter naval festival. Oh, and console players, World of Warships Legends is getting the full Christmas treatment too, so no one's left out. So here's the move, click the link at the top of the description right now, it's also in the pinned comments, and that you can see on screen, create your account with the code IMPACTFORCE, and sail into the holidays with a massive head start. Like I said, it's the last chance for those 15,000 doubloons, which ends on December 1st, so don't sleep on this. Register and play World of Warships for free today ASAP. Trust me, your inner admiral will thank you when you are opening gifts on a snow-covered deck while lobbying shells at battleships. Let's flood the seas together. See you out there, captains, and a huge thank you to them for once again sponsoring the channel, and we'll get right back to the rest of the video. The major point in understanding why this is definitely going to be important going forward does require some knowledge of the Ether storyline. In case you weren't around then, or it slipped your mind in the decade since, Premise Takeo hearing whispering voices, seeing visions in dreams, and all round being a prophetic character was a major character theme for him, stemming from the Giant onwards in Black Ops 3. The Giant was the bonus map that came on launch with Black Ops 3 and featured Premise fighting through the Der Riese facility, and this map was the key to starting many of the character arcs we would see for each Premise character in the DLC. One particularly interesting one was Takeo seeing visions of a man who he describes as spirits not of his ancestors from the shadows. I'll play some of those for you now.
Why do I think I saw this in a dream? My dreams
are haunted by spirits. I fear they are not those of my ancestors. Sometimes my dreams are a portent of the future. I fear what new terrors my visions may bring. I dare not ask if the others have also seen him. I fear a storm approaches. From the shadows, I can almost hear him whispering to me.
At the time, there was much debate in the storyline community about who this figure was, appearing in Takeo's dreams and whispering from the shadows. He would mention his prophetic nightmares again and again throughout the DLC, until Revelations, when the Shadow Man escaped from the summoning key and took over Agatha. Takeo pointed out this was the man who had whispered to him and haunted his dreams. The visions Takeo had seen were spiritual warnings of what was to come, and tempting whispers from the Shadow Man already inside the summoning key by the time the giant takes place, literally communicating from within it, just like you hear whispers of whispering to Ultimus Richtof into, quote, press it in the giant's intro cutscene that I'll play a clip of now.
You cannot begin to comprehend the great evil you could unleash.
This is important because it means that whoever, or whatever, Takeo is hearing right now is almost certainly going to be very important in what comes in the future. So, let's see if Takeo gives us any other clues into this person's identity. He has another quote going down, saying, I cannot fail, she must be sated. This lets us infer the spirit he's speaking to is female, which, when combined with another quote Takeo has when discussing the warden stealing their souls, has some interesting implications. I'll play that now.
In my land, there are yokai who consume your ki, but they are usually female.
Takeo is talking about a yokai, which is the Japanese term for ghost or spirit, but in specific, he is likely discussing a kitsune or fox spirit from Japanese folklore. These yokai often take the form of beautiful women to seduce men and drain their life force, ki through intimate encounters, leading to weaknesses and eventual death. While kitsune can be male or female, the energy-draining seductive variety in legends is typically depicted as female because it is apparently easier to seduce men this way because of the patriarchy. While in my research I have seen a lot of different yokai and many of them female, the only candidate who seems to match both requirements here of being able to be both genders but usually female and stealing your ki are kitsune. And this is going to the major piece of discussion in the identity of this spirit because we already have seen a kitsune in the Dark Ether storyline. Saraxis the Shadow is an elder god renowned for her profound interest in humans and was among the first in the Dark Ether to discover and interact with humanity. Each Dark Ether entity seemed to gravitate to a specific culture of humans, helping to grow and influence their groups, and Saraxis, during the feudal Japanese era of history, was very well known to the Japanese people. Saraxis first entered the human world on the swampy Okinawan island that we know as Shinonuma via her personal artifact, the Dragon of Saraxis, captivating locals who built a shrine and worshipped her as a benevolent yet enigmatic spirit. Her profound fascination and mortals fueled centuries of deceptive influence across Japanese history, shaping events until the Edo period, when she inhabited the island's feudal lord, only for priests contacted by Cortifex to use a gifted mystical mirror, banishing her back into her artifact. Cortifex had told these priests that Saraxis was the spirit of a kitsune, inhabiting their lord and driving him mad. So this definitely seems to set Saraxis up as a potential prime candidate for the spirit speaking to Takeo. But there is just one problem. Takeo, so far, has not been shown to have the Dragon of Saraxis artifact on his person, and more than that, if Takeo is pulled from a timeline before the multiverse was destroyed, then this would have been long before Saraxis and the other elders of the Dark Ether learned about the outside world thanks to Tag de Toten when they discovered the artifacts plunging into the Dark Ether, such as the Mystery Box, the Pack-a-Punch, etc. So if it is Saraxis, she somehow got in contact with Takeo before she ever learned humanity existed. But if it isn't her, then who could it be? It would have to be a female entity capable of etheric communication that would at least sound like a spirit. We don't have much to go on, so let's quickly run through a list of potential ideas. The most obvious would be the entity. The mysterious and female character was seemingly aware of the crew before ever awakening from the mirror and the torment nexus she was trapped inside of. The Seal of Sorrow. This suggests a prior knowledge of them. She also speaks in broken and distorted whispers before she is freed, seemingly very much like what Takeo was hearing. Plus, if the entity is being being set up to eventually betray us and be a villainous character in the end, this would be her equivalent of Takeo hearing the Shadow Man in The Giant. It was his visions giving us a warning of the future. Another potential candidate is the ghost or spirit of Samantha Maxis. While I still think she is most likely dead, her being consumed by the dark ether / the Forsaken means her essence or memory or spirit may somehow still linger. And this brings up a potential thread I have been considering I haven't had time to mention in a video yet. We know some force has touched all of the characters before, and they guess it being the Sentinel artifact, but Richtofen seems confused by this, and we have no proof that any of the original 4 characters have ever seen the artifact. So if they are wrong and it's something or someone else, with what each of these characters have in common is somehow coming into contact with Samantha Maxis. Maybe all of the original 4 have a version of her from their timelines as well. Or maybe Takeo has simply been hearing her spirit or essence since she first accessed the multiverse with the MPD, considering we've only ever seen one Samantha Maxis in the story, and we've been speculating maybe there only is one, and there might not be alternative versions. Which I think would be the best way for her to get a fitting conclusion and her actually be dead, because if there's infinite others out there, then again it defeats the point, similar to resurrecting the original 4. Even though they're cool to see back, it still does undo that tagged as her an ending. Lastly, there is the potential this is an entirely new character that we just can't guess, or even genuinely a spirit. While ghosts seem to mostly be due to the dark ether in our new timeline, who is to say for certain that some form of spirit did not genuinely exist in the world Takeo came from? And if that's the case, it may have followed him here. Will that have lingering consequences? Or could whoever is talking to him be one of his ancestors that he and all of his other incarnations repeatedly talk of? I'm not so sure. Ultimately, it's hard to say right now, but I think it's very obvious that whoever is talking to Takeo will certainly make their move before all is said and done. For now, I think we have to wait until we hear more, and perhaps finally face this foe in Takeo's DLC map, which is rumored to be a Shonen temple at the foot of an erupting volcano in Japan, which sounds absolutely awesome, I have to say. This entity speaking to him could even be the very Shadowsmith holding his soul that we will encounter on that map. So what do you think? Did I miss a potential candidate, or have we hit the nail on the head here? If you've enjoyed this discussion and want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss anything breaking in Zombies lore in the near future, as Black Ops 7 is set to deliver much more very soon with Astra Malarum. And don't forget to check out World of Warships Grand Voyage if you haven't already and would love to. Links below. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye. To conclude this video, I want to shout out the fact that I finally decided to make a Patreon and Cameo account, both of which will be linked below if you want to help support the channel. On Patreon, you can sign up for the lowest tier of just $1.50 a month to get exclusive access for my Discord, where we can discuss Zombies lore, trivia, or whatever you desire. A place where you lot, my community, can better connect. Your names will also appear at the end of videos thanking you. For $5.50 a month, you get all of that, and I will be doing exclusive monthly Q&As. And for $16.50 a month, you again get all of that, and I will be doing exclusive lore videos, such as unpacking niche parts of the Treyarch documents I've been breaking down on my channel that don't as much suit a main channel video. For the highest tier, only for those with the ability to and who really want to help out the channel, you get special bonuses I've yet to determine and verbal shoutouts at the end of every video. Over on Cameo, I can do funny videos reading lines from zombies, memes like how do we tell him, birthday wishes for friends or family, or whatever else you desire, practically anything. Of course, none of this is necessary, just watching and enjoying the videos helps me immensely and I greatly appreciate it. However, I think it's about time I start setting up additional revenue streams because Zombies' popularity is tumultuous and always goes through ups and downs. As I'm sure you've lately seen on the channel, viewership is down a lot. We go through big highs when new games release, but then during these drought periods, I need more income stability so I don't have to worry as much about it and I can focus more on improving the quality of the content. My highest quality videos are not always the ones that best please YouTube algorithms, so instead, this way I can produce my best work knowing I don't have to think as much about how well the content